Which movie is good? We can. So let me share my screen. So tomorrow we can plan one more time end-to-end project. I'll explain through modules. Okay. So I'll close tomorrow Terraform. Then I can start Jenkins. Mm. So modules clear, right? Okay. What about MLOps? Have attended workshop, right? So I know you don't know as of now CACD concept, but concept you understood, right? What is MLOps at least? How to work with MLOps? The MLOps, how to integrate with the where exactly it will come and all everything is clear, right? Yeah. So that's what I'm expecting from you. After you may learn Jenkins and all, you can have a look one more time. Any questions on workshop? SS or MLOps? Then okay, then we can start. Okay, so today we can start OpenTofu concept. This is alternate of Terraform. Okay, it's a free of, open source third party tool. OpenTofu. So OpenTofu is alternate of Terraform, guys. OpenTofu is a uh, infrastructure as a tool. Infrastructure as a code. IAC tool. It's IAC tool. Yeah. So fully open source. Fully open source tool. So this is alternate of Terraform. So we can easily migrate Terraform to OpenTofu with minimal changes. Okay. Okay. So OpenTofu is forked from Terraform, guys. So that simply forked from Terraform. So that the Terraform code can support OpenTofu also. Okay. OpenTofu simply forked from Terraform. When the Terraform is in free open source tool time, they forked everything, the repositories and everything from the Terraform fork, Git fork, and on top of it, they did some changes and they are released as an open source tool. Now Terraform acquired by IBM, so they changed some license, not fully open source. So now they have to the challenges, the whatever open source challenges to overcome. And one more tool OpenTofu released a bit different platform. Terraform OpenTofu completely different. Both are not same. Okay, I mean OpenTofu providers are different. Terraform providers are completely different. Hmm. So this is open source infrastructure as a code. So OpenTofu is a reliable, flexible, and community-driven infrastructure as a code tool under Linux Foundation. So, for example, if you want to create any resource, so this is the provider block. Same, still they're using, see, HashiCorp providers. Still they're using HashiCorp providers, OpenTofu. The reason still HashiCorp is free tier, I mean open source, anyone can access. Definitely they will change later. I'll show here. Okay, some integrations. See, we can run tofu plan, tofu init, tofu apply. Same, no much changes here. Okay. So in this case, for example, what we can do, let's go to VS Code. So different environments clear, right? How to manage and all. Day 15, open tofu. Okay, same like same configuration files, no change in the files. So for example, variables.tf main.tf. So if you want to write anything, you can write like this only. So variables you can add, sorry, provider.tf. Provider AWS. So you can write same the plugin information if you want, right? You can write. For example, I'm just taking any sample code here to testing only. Control A, Control C. Let's write a variables. So terraform.tf was not here. So here terraform.tf was. Okay. So same process. Let's run terraform directly first. So day 15. Okay, let's run terraform in it. Okay, I need to configure the keys first. 1:27 p.m. That's okay. AWS configure. Mm. Okay. So let's run Terraform in it first. So we are developing one project, guys. E-commerce kind of website. You can see this kind of website, like Flipkart website. How it is there? Kind of. We're adding music and groceries, Google Play and all. So same like e-commerce website. So it's a kind of microservices project. So total 20 applications are there, 20 services. How real time Flipkart, how it is working. Same kind of platform. This is microservices, Docker and Kubernetes, Grafana, Prometheus, EFK logs and all everything. So we can shop also, like first you can sign up, then log in, then you can add into the cart. A payment page, as of now, we have duplicated actually. I mean, we have given a dummy account kind of things. Original payment also we can give some endpoint if we can give automatically. If you done payment, that will be created into my account. Okay. So we have this process. We have just disable this payment that you can click on it. It will be, it will open, it will get some receipt successfully done, and that receipt details will be stored into S3 bucket. Users information stored into S3 bucket, cart products information there stored into RDS. Like this, we are planning. It's a very good project. So end to end, it you it will get like a real time experience, real time application only. The reason we are creating a multiple pods, Kubernetes pods. We are writing a multiple Docker files and everything like new. This is kind of Python application. We are planning for Spring Boot also. So I'm just closely working with the developers in the morning 9 a.m. batch. Two developers are there. So I'm giving some suggestions. They're implementing like that. Okay. Yeah, I will plan one kind of a session combine all, not workshop, only for our team only. So I'm planning some kind of broadcast so we can discuss who developed this project and how the implementations they have done. Kind of I'm planning. You can ask any queries at the time. So you can also start any project. Okay, like this. If you have any thoughts and all, we will support and we can you can also do. Actually, we have changed the process. Actually, instead of we are discussing one, two, three projects, we can discuss two, three projects and come up with the. You can also come up with the one new project. At least form a one group. So like that. Okay, 9 a.m. total 8 projects are developing. So your wish from your team also, you can take their help also. You can start any new project, complete different. Okay, so like that we can you can also try if any developers are there. Yeah, nice, Saurav Kumar Das. Any party? Hmm? Don't say come Australia. Yeah, you're not married, huh? Oh, you went to Australia. I thought you married. Hmm. So next is what? Marriage only, na? With all blessings. Huh? Okay. No, no marriage, huh? Oh, you want marriage, huh? Okay. So many students are there in Australia. I'll share any contacts. So invite marriage. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Terraform minute is done. Three resources. Okay, let's go for apply. Okay. So now resources are creating by using Terraform, right? Okay. So we can take this configurations into OpenTofu control. Nothing is there. Just install the OpenTofu and the tofu tofu command only. The reason provider plugins are same here and there, right? So okay. So applied right now. So you can go to the tofu document here. Official document you can see here. Get started here. You can see their instructions: migrating to OpenTofu, upgrading OpenTofu version, working with OpenTofu, install OpenTofu, everything is there, right? So first installation we can see. If you want to install in Linux servers or Windows servers, this is the process here. I'll show here. Windows is this process. If you want to install into Windows laptop, or if you want to install into Linux, we have a Fedora, Debian, Ubuntu, Red Hat, anywhere. Yeah, this is Linux. You can go for general Linux standalone. Into ESET instance inside we can run this command. If it is a Windows, you can take this one. Amazon Linux, this one also support RHL. So now they have changed the command, easy command they have given now. Before we have to run 6-7 commands. Now they are giving easy way. So let's open your command prompt. You just run this command to install OpenTofu. Now you can check tofu hyphen version. Yeah, 1.10.7 is OpenTofu version and provider 6.21 is using. Okay, so let's have a look now after installation, the migrating to OpenTofu. Click on it. Yeah. So now you can check here. The first instruction is what here? Backup your infrastructure state file. The reason, for example, if you run tofu command, some state file may be disturbed, the tofu instructions. So definitely it will be impact of the existing Terraform, right? That's what you can take a backup first of the state file. If something issue is there, you can restore the previous backup. If S3 versioning is enabled, we no need to worry, right? S3 versioning, we can restore the previous version into the restore. Latest version, you can delete. Like that we can do. Install OpenTofu, done. Initialize and verify your configuration. Test with small change. So what they are saying first, you can read complete migration guide if you want. Backup your infrastructure of the state file. See if it is a local, already backup, it will be there, right? Already have shown. And Terraform configuration file, commit all the changes, version control if anything is there, and install OpenTofu and initialize the OpenTofu tofu in it. So second, now we have to do this process only, right? Next is what? Verify your configuration by using tofu plan and tofu apply. When tofu apply, expected result, you should see no changes or same plan output you would see with Terraform. If you see unexpected changes, do not apply. For example, expected is what now? Zero changes, right? Already resources created. If tofu plan, if you can say destroy and create, so simply we can stop this process and verify maybe version issues are there, version constraints are there. If let's we try now tofu init now. So now tofu initializing, you can see here dot terraform inside. I can show something here after that. So if you want to start at OpenTofu, if you don't want to do any migrations, directly you can write Terraform. Directly you can write a configurations file, tofu init, tofu plan, tofu apply. That's it. Like a Terraform, how you did. Install Terraform first, write a configuration and init plan apply. Same only. But if you want to do migrating Terraform from OpenTofu, so already Terraform applied, right? Resources running, right? Then what we can do, first install the tofu and take the backup of state file and run the tofu in it. Plugins are same. It will mostly work. If any issues are coming, we have to check. Maybe tofu is not supporting this block, something it will come. We have to take care that time. Okay. Yeah. Now tofu plan. Is there any command to take backup? Linux command. Understand? Copy somewhere. That's it only. Now see, tofu plan, state file aligning or not here. No changes, right? Now if apply tofu apply, any issue? So later what we can do? Uninstall the Terraform. Understand? So uninstall the Terraform. So now onwards you can do only tofu. Tofu init, tofu plan, tofu apply only. Configuration and no changes. The reason tofu developed by taking a Terraform reference. That's what configuration file is not required to change. Simply forked from Terraform, right? Simply forked from Terraform means tofu and nothing to change. Very small change, I'll show that also. Yeah, this is done right now. Now you can uninstall Terraform also. Next time onwards, you can work with OpenTofu directly. Clear now? So upgrading from OpenTofu. So for example, migration guide. So this is done. Rolling back to Terraform. See, for example, after apply, this verifies the OpenTofu can successfully manage your infrastructure is going forward. Rolling back to Terraform. If you encounter any issues migrating, you can safely roll back, right? Safely roll back means again you can run Terraform in it. So stateful can understand Terraform again, Terraform instructions, Terraform init, Terraform plan, Terraform apply, uninstall tofu also. This is simple rollback. See, for example, there are some instructions here. Upgrading from OpenTofu 1.7 to 1.8 and 1.9. OpenTofu 1.8 is mostly compatible with previous OpenTofu versions. This migration guide will take you through process upgrade the OpenTofu to version. If you want to upgrade the OpenTofu version also, so you can see first plan the prepare a disaster recovery plan. I mean state file point of view. If using S3 backend, remove any use legacy workflow from S3 backend configurations. So if you want to upgrade the version, right? Terraform version, if you upgrade now, if something any legacy workflow means old workflows are there, na, any old is there, it will not support your backend inside. That's why it will remove. If you are using S3 backend with legacy workflows that you have to remove it. This field this field has been deprecated in version 1.70. If you use any legacy workflow equal to false kind of things, if you add in your S3 backend, na, this is not supporting this version. They're giving some guidance. Which version to which version you can change. If you change the version, which blocks are affecting here. If you are using any GHCR, I don't know what it is. GHCR.io OpenTofu as base image for your containers, you will need to move away from this setup. I mean, what this document is help here, whatever they're mentioning, if you are using in the code base, there are some impacts. Unless this two and all, you can good to go for the new version upgrades. That's what they are saying here. Yeah. So migration point of view, it's very clear. So we can first take the backup of the state file, then we can install that OpenTofu, then run init plan apply. That's it. Nothing to do here. Already I have taken workshop also on this, guys. You can have a look also. YouTube also available. Same concept, whatever I have explained now. For example, directly the requirement is OpenTofu. You no need to work with Terraform. Directly install OpenTofu only. Terraform is not required. Directly you can install OpenTofu. You can work with that. And also, let me check here. Think not here. They have, okay, okay, okay. Okay. Installation process and all. See here, I have given some instructions here. Let me add into this also. Some guidance and all is there. Installation process. Let me, yeah. So first you can install, this is the command. Okay, now we no need to follow these commands. This is earlier process. So simply we can give this command installation. Windows, Linux, you can run these 4 commands. You can see, you just run these 4 commands for Linux, server inside, and Windows, single command only, winget command. Let me add this now. Not required this now. Hmm. So whatever the instructions given by document only I have copy pasted here. So you can see here migrating to OpenTofu from Terraform 1.9.6. When migrating from Terraform 1.9.6, please migrate OpenTofu also 1.9.0. Okay. So then upgrade the OpenTofu installation and all. Prepare disaster recovery plan first using Terraform. Apply all the changes with Terraform and no changes will come. Then Terraform has compared your real-time infrastructure against your configuration and found the no difference. So no changes are there. Then install the OpenTofu and run the tofu version, tofu init, tofu plan, tofu apply. That's what. So provider block is, I don't know why they are not giving official document. Let me check here. Okay, let's check here. OpenTofu new provider block. Provider block. Provider and version block. Still, yeah, you can see now. I'm taking this, copy. Now you can see here. Go to provider block. Terraform version you can see here. Source we are taking HashiCorp AWS, right? So you can use OpenTofu AWS also. In place of HashiCorp, we can use OpenTofu also. Clear na? So for example, I already ran Tofu in it, right? You can go to check here .terraform inside. See, this is what? This is OpenTofu, this is terraform.io. Terraform init when you run, you can see this is HashiCorp plugins are installed AWS 6.2.19 and everything, right? If you click on register OpenTofu, see here also HashiCorp only. So what I can do, then let me delete first this both. I think here, come back to here, we can delete from here. Hello, who is this? Regarding? Okay, I'll call you later. I'm in class. Okay, I'm just removed here. So anyone is from California here? US? I think 10:30 batch mostly, no. Anyone is from US, California here? Okay, meanwhile, let me run this. Yeah, I'm adding this block now. You can add, for example, OpenTofu here. San Francisco in California. Copy. Okay. Otherwise, we can comment this. We can uncomment this. Oh. Okay. Let's run Terraform init. Sorry, Tofu init. I have deleted .terraform, right? Now again, you have to run Terraform init. Sorry, Tofu init. Otherwise, if you can run Tofu plan, it will throw error. Yeah, initialization is required. Let's run Tofu init. So 5.100 version it is taking. The reason we have given here greater than a till symbol we have given similar 5. It's not taking 6.9. Why? The meaning of this is similar, near to 5.0, greater than or near to. That's why it's not taking 6.20. Again, it is installing HashiCorp also. See. Anyway, I'll show you here. Let's done first. Done. Huh? So now you can check here .terraform, guys. .terraform directory created right here. See, even if you give OpenTofu also, it is taking HashiCorp also the background. Okay, let's check OpenTofu now. See, this is taking OpenTofu plugins directly. If you run HashiCorp plugins. But even if you run OpenTofu also, HashiCorp also taking out by default. Clear now? So the complete the background it is using Terraform only. You may get it out. How Terraform approved this? This is completely different vendors, right? Terraform is open source, right? Anyone can use. You can also do. If you want to do any configurations on the backend of the Terraform, you can develop, you can release. You cannot do on the Terraform on top of the Terraform. Understand? You can take first, you can implement anything, you can release as open source. We cannot modify existing Terraform. We don't have right to do anything, right? You can take, modify, release. Same thing. OpenShift also that. OpenShift also same. It's created like that only. Complete the background is Kubernetes. But four options, only four features they have given on top of the Kubernetes easy way. Kubernetes configurations, where the configurations are difficult for the Kubernetes, that configurations Red Hat developers are developed easy way. They released as a OpenShift. Without Kubernetes, there is no OpenShift. Same without Terraform, there is no OpenDevil. Understand? Yeah. The reason you can see Kubernetes is also open source. That's what Red Hat have taken everything, forked everything from the Kubernetes. They have developed and they have again released as a not open source tool. Understand? Yeah, like that. Yeah, some little changes. No difference. That's what I'm saying. It's only the it's this is a free tier. This is free tier. This is not free tier now. It's not fully free tier. Terraform support if you want, we have to pay organization level. So, but OpenDof is completely free. This is a major difference. Commands point of view, tofu. They're Terraform. That's it. Clear? Any questions from anyone now? Any questions? Yeah, these are the versions. You can check the document. You will get it everything. So any version related information, new versions you can see. Not even change. Everything is same. S3 backend now supporting native S3 state locking, right? Already we discussed, right? So target include file, exclude file, same process. Not even change modules and all. Source file, configuration file, and no changes. Okay. So installation also you can check. So you can check OpenToFi's infrastructure as a code tool lets you define both cloud and on-prem resources. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Why OpenTofu manage any infrastructure? Find providers for many of the platforms services you already use in public OpenTofu register. You can also use Terraform also plugin. So write your own OpenTofu takes immutable approach. Yes, we are using immutable approach on. Track your infrastructure by using state file. So same, no difference. Somewhere we can see list of versions. I'm checking that. They're still doing some developments, modules and all. Why should I use OpenDomain? You can go through this so that you can understand. So here you can see this is business license now, Terraform, but OpenDomain no restrictions. Like this, you can have a look. Will OpenDomain be compatible with future release? Definitely. OpenDomain work with my existing stateful or not? Yes, that's what we have done migration. If you want to contribute, you can check. Okay. This is what a open source infrastructure as a code story. Okay. Okay. So any questions from anyone? Okay. So let's go to repositories. So after Kubernetes, I will show how to create Kubernetes with modules, without modules also, Kubernetes infrastructure and all. So now you can see module 3 tier. So I'll take tomorrow, not now. It will take time. I need to create RDS and all different project. Some I can plan. So now you can understand right by seeing this now. Okay. See, now you can see this is root module having ASG, bash and launch template, backend, frontend, RDS, VPC. This is what we have discussed in the module time, right? One module we can create a many folders inside. Separately, we can define a sources here. Now ASG main.tf, you can see this is all about resources. Now tell me guys, my child inside main.tf is there now. This is calling my root. Now if I want to create this project for 3 environments, tell me where the changes will come. Child module. Very good. Child module inside, we can create a 3 environments. Dev terraform.tfrs, test terraform.tfrs, prod terraform.tfrs. That's it. See, easily we can do by using modules, right? If modules are not there now, you have to copy paste into different folder, test prod and everything it will come. So it's a reusability easily. So if I create here, this is single account. If I want to create 3 accounts, child inside dev, test prod, dev inside dev main.tf, test inside test main.tf, prod inside prod main.tf. So dev main.tf calling the root modules of all the folders, give the values. Now see here, now these are the hard-coded values, right? If I don't want to use the hard-coded values, what I can do here, write a variable.tf inside the child. So here you can call the variables. And I don't want to give the values into variable.tf. What I can do, I can write a terraform.tf first to call the values. Clear now? But modules inside, definitely We are not supposed to give any hard coded values. Clear now? Except default values in the source level. So any questions from anyone? Now you can go here. So always request will go to root module, root module, root module, right? So for example, here you can see I'm creating a VPC. So VPC instead I'm declaring many subnets now. Clear or not? I mean, this is module VPC inside. Why subnet is coming here? Yeah. See, the source VPC folder inside subnet resource block is there. Understand? Why subnet is coming VPC inside? Maybe my VPC block in I haven't created any subnet separate directory, right? That means what subnet also there inside the VPC. You can check here where it is vpc.tf. See here only subnets information is there. That's what you are calling VPC module. If subnets are not there inside the VPC, if different directory if you can create, then source inside VPC here. Here you can give only VPC information till here only. Next is what again? Modulo of subnet. Subnet we can call the sources from here. Clear na? Hmm. So tell me guys, we have a 20 minute, half an hour time closely. So which concept is difficult in Terraform? Huh? State file? Tell me, each and every person, which concept is difficult in Terraform? So in the 16 classes, which concept you felt may be difficult? Ashish saying modules acceptable. But modules, one thing is the folder structure only the important. Where to where request is going. This clarity you get na same inside content is same, right? Somewhat we have to practice more on modules. Huh? Yeah, Palash. Nice. What about others? Neutral people always neutral, right? Sir, ఏదో చేసుకోండి సార్. Modules is little difficult. Hmm. Acceptable. Next, you are thinking asking ChatGPT na which concept is difficult. Okay, so let's start some questions now. Okay, this 20 minutes I can ask few questions. Okay, I'll directly show a Terraform paper here. Let me share with you in the group. So okay, so I'm sharing this into your group. Done. Okay. So let's open one by one. We can check here. Okay. First question. Okay. If user want to upgrade the Terraform plugin, how to upgrade it? Hmm. Can you specify multiple dependencies using the depends on attribute in Terraform? So can you specify multiple dependencies using depends on the attribute? Yeah. Yes, using how? So comma separated list. Hmm. What is the purpose of the dependency on argument in a data source block? A, it specifies the order of resources creation. It defines the data source dependencies. It specifies the version of the data source. It configure access permissions. All are order. Here all is not there. I'm worrying. Answer also. Why answer is there here? So I didn't check properly. Huh? See here, question you can read first. Purpose of dependence argument in data source block, right? That's what. So answer A also correct. But if B is not there in the options, right? How can you dynamically generate resource configuration in Terraform? Dynamically generate resources. Huh? Okay, you can decide what is whatever answer. This is your job. I'll share the paper. I have already shared the paper. You can understand, and I need explanation also here. Just 2 lines explanation. Each why you are picking A or B or C. Just explain here. Your understanding is very important. So that why I'm saying to write here, whatever you're writing, you can feel this is interview explanation. Interview there is no ABCD, right? Yeah, that's what. What command is used to remove specific resource from state file without destroying the resource? Hmm. So state file inside a specific resource if you want to delete. Sir, not discuss na. అన్ని డిస్కస్ చేస్తారు ఇక్కడ. So that's what the intention of the paper given. Definitely 5 to 10% you need to learn. Understand? Okay, by seeing this, what you can do, what student can do, oh, something is there then. State file also one resource we can remove. How? They can check or not. That's what the intention is here. If everything I'll discuss, if you simply depends on my lectures on, right? Not good. Self-learning is important something. So what command is used to remove a specific resource from the state file without destroying the resource? Okay, tell me when we can use now. In which case this scenario will come? So this is important. Understand? And which scenario this situation you may enter. What command is used to remove specific resource from the state file without destroying a resource? Wrong resource statement deleted now. Ah, maybe the resource is using. Understand? So then why we have to remove from the state file? Otherwise, what will happen? State file will be destroy the resource. right or not? So temporarily, if you want to keep that, remove from the state file. Otherwise, state file will be deleted in the next destroy. So something is, I mean, you can use the tags also here, right or not? You can use the tags also. Resource, you can use the tag so that it will be not create any impact. A user configured S3 backend to wait. A user configured the S3 backend to store the state file or one of their project. After running Terraform update, the state file was stored. Another user used the same path in S3 bucket to store the state file for a different project. If the user run Terraform apply, what will happen? Delete first user configuration changes, update second user state file also in the same path. Second user and will got an error like state file is already configured. Second user changes also will update without any disturbance of first user. You decide whatever it is. You are saying mostly right answers only. 3, yeah. Use the second user and will get error like state file is already in. Is it right? Already have explained practically also, right? Same path means state file can understand whatever user it is. Request is coming into the same target, it will be same configuration, right? So it will be redirect. How do you reference a module within a Terraform configuration file? Huh? Which one is correct means? Resource block, how to write? Where it is? How do you reference a module within a Terraform configuration file? What file must be included in a directory for it be recognized as Terraform module? Recognize a module, right? So main.tf or module.tf? Module. The user wrote the Terraform configuration file to create a EC2 instance and deploy the same application after the Terraform state file was updated. Is the application creation status updated in the state file also? I mean, after create a server, something he has done some activities inside the server. Those information will be stored in state file or not? Okay. Next, how can you dynamically generate resources and repeating? Okay. User want to destroy specific EC2 resource only from the local configuration file. How to delete? Very good. Target specific resource from the main.tf. We have a many resource blocks. I want to delete a specific resource or I want to create a specific resource. Not all. So target resource. User want to create a specific same. Local how to create. This is quite opposite. Target owner, right? Apply. This is destroy. How can you source a module from the Git repository? In module, if you want to use a source, first or fourth? Decide then. Where is the Terraform state file stored by default? Local in the Terraform configuration directory. What happens if two users run Terraform apply concurrently on the same state file stored in remote backend? The second apply command will fail due to state file locking. Both commands will run successful and merge changes. The state file will be corrupted. Terraform will automatically resolve any conflicts. The second apply command will fail due to state file locking, but check the what happened to user Terraform apply concurrently on the same state file stored in remote backend. Answer is C. Did I mention backend any DynamoDB configured or locking configured? So understand the question. Understand. So two users work with state file, same state file backend, but I haven't confirmed anything here. There are chances to state file will be corrupted here. If you not configure state locking or DynamoDB locking. If I mention DynamoDB locking or state locking in the question, definitely option A. Okay. A user run Terraform init on their server and per the output, two providers plugins are downloaded. The Terraform provided directory is current working directory. the dot terraform dot d directory in current working directory, etc terraform plugin, the dot terraform plugin is written in the current working directory. Same init, if you run init, which directory will create? That's what which directory it will create? Option A or B or C or D? Hmm? A, B, C, D. All, only four options only there here. A or B? Okay, decide and tell me. Group answers always. Both you and a colleague are responsible for maintaining a resources that host multiple applications using Terraform CLI. What feature Terraform help ensure only a single person can update that make changes? Unnecessarily given big question. Answer is very small. You you have a Terraform configuration file who with no defined resources. However, there is a related state file for resources that were created on AWS. What happens when you run Terraform apply? Terraform will create a new configuration file automatically. You have a Terraform configuration file with no defined resources, guys. Source level, no defined resources. However, there is a related state file for the resources that were already created on AWS. I mean, my intention is already state file created, some information stored. After that, if you delete a configuration file inside the content, if you run, what will happen? Resources blocks inside, I'm removing all the attributes, parameters and all. Not recreate. State file is still there, right? So it will not recreate. It will destroy or it will give any error. Or it will perform. No, it will not give. The configuration, it will not update automatically. Configuration file not update automatically. It's a state import command, right? We discuss. If state, for example, after import also, as per the state file, we are adding a configuration file or not to map the resources to get a zero changes when you run a Terraform plan. Infrastructure as a code provides many benefits to help organization deploy application infrastructure much faster than clicking around in the console. What are the additional benefits of IAC select three? Simple advantages. Can always be used to deploy latest feature and services, create a blueprint of your data center. Code can easily be shared and used, eliminates the parallelism, allows infrastructure to be version. Select three. First, eliminate the wrong things here. 100% 3 is correct, right? Allows infrastructure to be version. Okay. Can allow be used to deploy the latest feature and services? Create a blueprint of your data center? Yes. Two also right or not? Next. What is parallelism? Ah. Eliminate parallelism means it will eliminate multiple users. And then tell me the answer. Hmm? One only you have to pick. Since apply is done, 5, 3, 2. Yeah. Next. You are working with the cloud providers to deploy resources using Terraform. You have added the following data block in your configuration. When the data block is used, what data will be written? See, this is the data block. Data block is for AMI. Mm, AMI instance something creating. Tell me. The IP address of EC2 instance running on, I mean, the latest AMI you have previously used Amazon Linux image, a custom AMI for Amazon Linux 2. The question is here, I'm giving here, most recent true, owner Amazon. Hmm. So this data block, what it will give return for instance AMI? The IP address of instance wrong, right? AMI block, it will not give IP address. All possible data of specific Amazon AMI, the latest AMI or custom AMI. Hmm. Customer. When custom it will take? If I give here self. Okay. So Likita is calling child module to deploy infrastructure for her organization. Just a good architecture does. Okay, let me. Mm. And suggested Hashiko, she specifies the module versions she wants to use it, even though there are new versions are available during the Terraform minute Terraform download 0.0.5 just as expected. What would happen if merge remove the version parameter in the module block and run Terraform minute? This is lock itself, right? Tell me. Terraform would return an error, the version parameter is required. Terraform would skip the module. Terraform would use the existing module already downloaded. Terraform would download the latest version of the module. Correct. Why? We have not mentioned version, right? After reconfigure, when you run after reconfigure, it will take latest one. Based on the following code, which code block will create a resource first? Resource instance and resource SQS depends on AWS S3 bucket. So AWS S3 bucket. Options, sorry, series updated now here. Tell me, AWS S3 bucket, Elastic IP, instance, example, SQS. S3, huh? A user is using Terraform to deploy infrastructure using modules. Where is the module below stored? Module monitoring tools, source is module monitoring tools, cluster hostname module case, something is in a public GitLab repository, local and instance running Terraform on the Terraform public registry, a private register in Terraform cloud. Tell me now. Yeah. What happens if multiple users attempt to run a Terraform apply simultaneously when using a remote backend? I think similar question. What happens if multiple users attempt to run a Terraform apply simultaneously when using a remote backend? If the backend does not support locking, the state file could become a corrupted. If the backend supports locking, the first Terraform apply will lock file changes, preventing the second user from running in the apply. Both user will get an error, then Terraform apply will work for both users. First and given a Terraform configuration that includes the following code, how would you reference the last instance that will be created? This is so resource for each vault secrets Terraform infrastructure networking nomad scheduler. First a database will create, or instance will create, or what? You can just have a look. Next. You have a Terraform configuration file with no defined resources. However, there is a related state file for the resources that were created on AWS. What happened when you run Terraform apply? 26th is answer is what? I think this is question already repeated. Okay. Yeah. When Terraform apply is executed, where is the AWS provider retrieving credentials to create a cloud resources in the cloud snippet below? From the .tf file called vault. From the data source is retrieving the credentials from the HashiCorp vault. From the variables called vault AWS. I mean, this is related Terraform vault. We are not using now. Have a look. This is not discussed. Okay. There are, I mean, the 10% questions, whatever I said, this has comes under it. There are multiple ways to provide a sensitive values by using a Terraform. However, sensitive information provided your configuration can be written in the state file, which is not desirable. Which method below will not result in the sensitive information being writing a state file? Use TF-vars file, retrieving the credentials from the data source such as a HashiCorp vault. None of the above using declared variable. I mean, guys, here this question you can use option. I can add secret manager also. Understand? AWS secret manager. So secrets we can fetch from secret managers. Yeah. 29th. Based on the Terraform code below, what block type is used to define the VPC? VPC ID equal to AWS VPC.main ID, right? So this is what type of block? Data block or local block or resource block or provider block? Given the following snippet of the code, what will the value of the name tag equal after Terraform apply? Hmm? This name tag. Random id dot hex. If you can give. What is the answer? Wait. Okay, guess this one also. What function does the Terraform init upgrade command perform? Hmm? Update all of the referenced modules or upgrades the backend to the latest support version or upgrade all previous installed plugins and modules to the newest version that complies the configuration version constraint, upgrades the Terraform configuration files to use the referenced Terraform version. So this answer, anything you can take. The reason question, I haven't mentioned any version right here, before version and also suitable answer is what here, which is third is makes sense compared to all right, somewhat. So we can choose 32 true or false. A remote backend configuration is required for the using Terraform. True or false? A remote backend configuration is required for using Terraform. You are working with the cloud providers to deploy resource using Terraform. You have added the following the data blocks to have a configuration. When the data block is used, what data will be written? I think this is already done. Which of the following is not benefits for Terraform state? Read and tell me. Option is 34. Not a benefit. Three. Amount will reduce the Terraform traffic. There are there are an endless number of benefits using Terraform within your organization. Which of the following are true statement regarding Terraform? Select three. I think you can answer this question. Let's move to 36th. So after using Terraform, okay, you can read this question. You have decided to move your state file to Amazon S3 backend. You configure Terraform with the proper configuration as shown below. What command should be run in order to complete the state migration while copying the existing state into the new backend? But the thing is, guys, this is you can do, but even when you configure the backend, it will ask while running a Terraform plan, state has to move or not, local to remote. That will automatically move. But if you want to manually move, migrate command, Terraform migrate state, you can give like this also we can do. Next, your team is using Terraform and multiple team members need to be able to manage infrastructure. You need to support state locking to reduce the chance of corrupting state file. What backend you can use to meet this requirement? Select three. Hmm? Okay. Okay. This is S3 backend only. Select three. I need to look into this one more time. I want to create a sample file on EC2 instance using Terraform. How can I connect Terraform to EC2 instance? I want to connect instance, guys, from the local Terraform. Provisioners only, right? Connect provisioners. Mhm. You are working on updating your infrastructure managed by Terraform. Before lunch, you have updated your configuration file and run Terraform plan to validate the changes. While you are away, a colleague manually update the tag and manage resources directly to the console UI. What will happen when you run Terraform apply? This is interesting question, yes. Confusing also. You should have a patience first to read this question and understand the answer. So, okay, read and let me know this answer. So, two options are very close to the answer. So, let's say you have created RDS using Terraform and someone does the manual changes, and next time you run Terraform plan, what will happen? Manual changes will be gone. Changes will be updated in a configuration file. No changes. Existing changes will be deleted and recreated again. So, this is actually apply, guys. Now, manual changes will be gone. Next, how many questions are there? 56. Okay, so anyway, you just go through these questions and all. And so please complete in 2 to 3 days with explanation. If you if any question is there, you don't know that, understand that, learn that. 5 questions I have added, which are not discussed at here. So you can learn by yourself what are those concepts and all. Okay. So yeah, Time already 12:05. Taint is there here. These are very interesting questions, guys. Last 20 questions are very interesting questions. See, the user is creating AWS instance. He wants to deploy information about the resources created by using after execution. These are very important. Yeah, correct. User want to avoid accidental unwanted recreation resources instance will be put in list just it order to have has been modified. So which parameter is helpful here? For each, what does the Terraform validate command do? Terraform validate, guys, for example, it will just align into proper way only. Understand? If it is like this, Terraform. Hmm? Oh, this is open to now. Tofu will support or not? Tofu, no, sorry, validate command, syntax command. If any syntax issues, it will be there. It will show. It will show. But tofu format is there. It will arrange in proper way. Let me show you. Tofu validate what it is going on. Let's configuration is valid. So now tofu fmt command. FMT will support or not tofu? Yeah, see, clear na? Here this is something like this. When you run tofu fmt, it is properly aligning now. Clear na? Okay, just have a look and let me know if you stuck anywhere. Syntax validation. Validate is for syntax validation. FMT is for formatting in the proper way. Okay, thank you. So tomorrow I'll explain modules. I will run modules here tomorrow. Then we can enter into the Jenkins now. Thank you. Bye-bye.